Hey guys, what's going on, and welcome Resort Originals, and we're going to be going over the Dragon Ball Super Broli. Let's get into it. So I was able to see Dragon Ball Super Broli Wednesday night premiere, and it was going to start out this way. It was amazing. It was a very, very good movie. There's some things that I have to nitpick about, but I'm going to just go over all the things that they just did great. Number one, character development and building up the story. Most Dragon Ball, the movies that I've seen in the past, they get very quick into the story and it ends up just being a fight scene for a majority of the movie. Now, Broli, this one ended up being a very long fight scene, but they did a great job leading up to it. They showed the origin of Broli, which was better than any other origin they've done before. They gave him more reasoning as to why he is the way he is, why his dad, Paragus, is the way that he is, and they were able to just do a very, very good job of explaining the origin of him along with Goku and Vegeta as well, which is very nice to see. They showed Bardock and what he needed to do to protect Goku. They showed why Paragus has such a disdain for Prince Vegeta, and then kind of explains why he hates Vegeta. But I guess that's one thing that I'll nitpick on, is as far as with Paragus' issue with Vegeta. Doesn't really make any sense because Vegeta didn't do anything. It was his dad. So if you're gonna hate anyone, hate his dad, and don't just go out and try to kill his kid because his dad did some stupid stuff. So I didn't really understand that point. So I thought they could have done a better job as far as being a reason to be able to fight Goku and Vegeta. So I think they could have worked on that a little bit. They also did a great job as far as explaining why Broli has the power that he has, because it is just enormous. And I think they did a great job of explaining why they wanted him to be killed early on, because they didn't think that they would be able to contain his power, which his dad Paragus eventually was able to do. But then the stupid girl decided to break that, which was kind of a good way to explain how he was going to be able to overcome it. So I was thinking that maybe he's going to just rage and it was going to break anyways, but this route was going to work as well. As far as showing his more in-depth character, I think you're able to understand him very, very well. You're able to see that he did have a passion with nature and animals, and he was able to relate to them, and he was able to bring friendships, but his dad ended up pushing him further and further, just basically become a tool to get his revenge, which was a little bit disappointing for the dad point. As far as the dad's perspective goes, as far as the storyline goes, I guess that's fine. I can work with that. So the two characters that we met that encountered Broli, I think they were a great addition to the saga. I think the girl was amazing. The voice work was amazing. I don't remember her name, but it's basically the green girl that ended up being really, or at least trying to be really good friends with Broli and kind of trying to protect him and make him enjoy life a little bit more than what his dad was able to give him. So we were able to get that from her aspect, and I hope we get to see her in a future Dragon Ball series along with Broli. So they did great there. As far as the build up from going to basically back when Broli was born to him being a kid, flawless. All that was flawless. Then going to basically get to the point where we're at Dragon Ball Super, did a great job of just kind of seeing them spar back and forth, getting the typical banter between Bulma and Beerus and Whis. It was all great to see. I thought it might have been a little bit too quick there, where we got maybe like a 5-minute or less little vacation before we kind of got into the Broli stuff, where I don't mind seeing more of the character and seeing how everyone was doing. I mean, Krillin wasn't even in the movie, so I think that was a little bit disappointing, but I think they just try to fit in who the main characters are and just go on them and not really worry about too many other people. I mean, we almost didn't get Piccolo in there. We were able to get a little blip of him, but nothing too crazy as far as that goes. So, but basically right after that, once we get to the scene where they're pretty much on vacation, that's when we find out about the Dragon Balls being stolen, and then we get to the point where we find out why they're being stolen, where two's really, I don't know, I can't believe this entire movie has basically come to the point where it really all started because Frieza wanted to be 5 centimeters taller and Bulma wanted to look 5 years younger. I mean, it's funny, but I think they could have used it as more of as something that may be affected later on in a future series, where when we just get, I mean, it really doesn't matter whether or not they pull off being able to wish on the Dragon Balls or not. But then when we get to the point where we get to like wherever, somewhere up north, I don't remember if they specifically stated, but it's basically by the North Pole, if you want to call it anything, or by the Arctic, where we were able to go and encounter Broli for the first time. And pretty much right when we hit that stride, it was fight scene for the rest of the movie, and the animation, freaking awesome. No better animation they've ever done with Dragon Ball before, and possibly any anime. I think they just absolutely nailed it. Voice work was amazing. Everyone was on key. I mean, how much these guys have to scream is just unbelievable, and just got to give a hand to the entire voice cast. So I'm very impressed with that. As far as how the fight scenes built up and how they were able to elevate their powers, they literally did it all perfectly. There's not one thing for me to complain about. The only thing that I'll start to get into as far as what I wish they would have done is, I mean, it was like a 40-minute fight scene. It's a long fight scene. It brought me back to the DBZ days where you'd get like a 15-episode line of Goku and Frieza going back and forth. Like, I'm all for a good fight, but it gets to a point like, okay, when's it gonna be over with? But this is like, this fight is so amazing, like, I don't want it to be over, but I need to take a breath. Now, if we were able to get like a 10-15 minute break in between that last longest fight scene, I think it would have let me just really appreciate the visuals anymore. Because I mean, think of it this way: if you're gonna go and see a kaleidoscope, it looks amazing. You're gonna go and like, okay, all right, I get the idea of it. Maybe take a break, and then someone gives you a different kaleidoscope, and you want to look at that for a little bit because it's very cool visuals. You want to check it out. But when it's just non-stop of the same thing, you're just like, okay, I get it. And it keeps getting bigger. I'm like, I need to take a breath. This is so insane, so intense. Visuals are amazing, but I just need to like kind of get myself back together. I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to go and watch the finale of this movie. And it just made it a little bit tough to be able to make that work, but overall they just did it flawlessly. Where if we were able to have a little bit of a longer break period between when Goku did the instant transmission with Vegeta to be able to learn the fusion dance with Piccolo, I think if we could have extended that little break with them, where it didn't even need to be like doing the fusion dance, I think they could have done a little bit more as far as learning what they can do to beat him, other than just first thing, oh, let's try the fusion dance, and then you're gonna get Vegeta complaining about it. So I think they could have just done a little bit better on that end. I was glad that they were able to have Piccolo be the one to teach him, because he was able to teach Goten and Trunks, so that was really cool to see. But as far as that little segment, I think they could have definitely made that a lot longer to break up the big fight. But overall, that big fight, it was amazing. The moves were insane, just the back and forth fighting action, it was all amazing. It really was. Even getting Frieza in there and getting his ass whooped, it was fun to see. Because I mean, I feel like you can only have so much Frieza, where I mean, we all know Frieza, he's been around pretty much since the very beginning of DBZ, so it's like we don't really need him that much in the story because we've beaten him so many times. I don't think we necessarily need him going forward. So I think maybe doing a different story where Frieza didn't need to be in it, I think it could have worked out better that way. Because I mean, the way that they were able to get to Frieza, I feel like they still don't, like, I don't think they knew that Frieza blew up the entire planet. So I feel like there might be a sequel coming to this, or a series, as far as them figuring it out and then going after Frieza, because he didn't die, he just got the crap beat out of him before it was all over with. So we'll see what happens going forward, but I think they did a good job as far as not doing too much Frieza. It just looked like they want to keep him in there because of the whole history behind Broli and them, so it makes sense. But I feel like we don't need Frieza going forward, but we obviously will, since he's alive and well, and it looks like he's getting ready for round 2, and he's going to figure out how he's going to be able to do that. So we'll just have to stay tuned to that. But overall, movie was great. They did a great job as far as leading into what could possibly be for the next TV series, which hopefully does include Broli, or maybe we just have a TV series with Broli and his 2 friends, and they are just kind of learning more about themselves together, where he's learning more about himself and he's learning how to control his power, where I don't think Dragon Ball needs Goku and Vegeta to survive. I really don't believe that. I think they can go on and move to a Saiyan that we all know, which is Broli. Really hype movie, best Dragon Ball movie ever, and it's not even close. I think we could kind of transition to that, because I feel like we've kind of seen everything we could possibly see out of Goku and Vegeta. I mean, they're unbelievably strong. They've been doing this for 20 some odd years, and I think we've almost reached a point where, like, the more you escalate it, I don't think it becomes as believable. I mean, you can make something a lot smaller and still make it a very great series or movie. One example with Marvel is Spider-Man. Everybody loves Spider-Man. But is his movie as high stakes as other movies? Not even close to that. So, but that movie, the Spider-Man movie, is still just as good, or if not better, even though it has less stakes. So I'm just kind of interested to see what their route's going to be. I mean, obviously, I really don't see them ever getting rid of Goku and Vegeta as like their main protagonists, but they definitely have that outlet to utilize with Broli, because I think they did a great way bringing him into the canon universe and setting him up for a potential series or for a potential sequel to this movie. So overall, I am thoroughly enjoyed this. I believe every anime fan, every Dragon Ball fan should go out and see this, just so you can see the appreciation of the work. And if you guys can do that, I think you guys will be pleasantly surprised. If you're going into it not an anime fan or Dragon Ball fan, you're just looking to like, oh, I heard this is a good movie, I don't think you would enjoy it as much. But I mean, everyone has their own opinion, and I'm just sharing mine. So if I were to give a score on this movie, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now, if you guys are a little disappointed with that, I think you should just know that pretty much any other Dragon Ball movie, I give it about a 5 or less. I just don't think they were able to do what a good movie does, rather than just kind of going off of a TV series and making a movie off it. I just don't think they were as successful with character development, bringing everything to leading to a climax point of the movie. I just don't think they did it well. This is the one that finally did it, and I'm just very impressed. So pretty much I would rate anything 5 or less with all the Dragon Ball movies. This one is 7.5, and I think they can do even better with the next one, and this is a great start. This is a very great start. If they're looking at kind of starting new with Dragon Ball, and like this is the canon everyone's excited for, I am 100% okay with that, and I just want to see what they can do in the future building off of that. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any comments on what you thought of the Dragon Ball movie, let me know in the comment section below. Make sure I can reply and see every comment, and just thank you guys so much for watching. This is Resort Originals, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.